Hey guys, we are at Virgin Valley Campground in Nevada. Now this is at the very top part of Nevada, very close to Oregon. So we were coming from California and this was on our route, so we just decided to stop here. And we heard about this campground from the truck campers that I had interviewed while we were at Camp Klamath. And they had been here a couple years ago. They said, you really need to stop by here. It's on our way. And they were definitely right. I am so glad that we decided to stop by here. It is about 1 or 2 miles off of the highway, so it's really not out of the way at all. It does come in on a gravel road, which we did go about 10 miles per hour or less on, just so we wouldn't contribute to things falling in the RV. This is a wildlife refugee area. Actually, a few hundred miles around the area, this whole place is like a wildlife refugee camp or something like that. Anyways, it is free to come here. You don't have to pay anything, and it is boondocking, so there isn't any hookups for water or sewage or electric, but I can tell you just from experience that it's definitely worth at least trying and checking out. And also there is absolutely no connections to anything. Your phone service won't work here, your internet won't work here, nothing that you have will work here. It is seriously in the middle of nowhere. The closest store is about 80 to 100 miles away, so it is quite a trek just to go anywhere. If you're gonna come here, come prepared. Fill up your freshwater tank, make sure you have lots of food, and your batteries are charged and everything like that. If you have a Jenny, you can bring a Jenny, no big deal. This place is a first come first serve area, so if you're gonna camp here, they don't care where you go. But as you can see, this is the campground part of it. Not many people are really here anyways, so you really don't have to worry about having to fight for a spot. I will tell you, since I'm in this area, this is the very back of the campground, okay? If you take this road or even that road, they all lead to a road right there, which you can't see, but it goes all the way up the mountain. It is a 3-mile trek, and it took us 26 minutes to drive. I timed it yesterday. But you will see when you get to the very, very top, a gorge. And I have honestly never in my life seen a gorge like that. It was unbelievable. And I'll put that at the end of this video so you guys can see it. But it is the only way to get to the gorge is through this campground. So you go on the only road that's at the very end of the campground. It says no camping. And you take the second right. You'll see one road going out. Don't take that one. Take the second right. Go all the way up and stay. If you see any turns, just stay to your left until you get all the way up there. It's 3 miles. And the road is really kind of treacherous, honestly. It's a rocky road. You'll see a lot of horses go up that way and such. But actually, if you have a mountain bike or something along those lines, it would probably even be better for you and faster for you to mountain bike up that than drive. So a lot of people recommend a 4-wheel drive. We took our diesel truck with all the stuff still in the back, and we did just fine, but we went very, very slow. The fastest speed I went was 6 miles per hour, so she did fine. we got up there. We're like, is this ever gonna end? But it'll end at a big circle loop where you can turn around and you just park up there and you'll see the gorge. It is breathtaking. Very dangerous, so if you have little ones, make sure that you have a way to keep a hold of them. I wore Zacharias on my back in his carrier, and Courage basically was hanging on to one of our hands the entire time. So if you come here, go check out the gorge. Worth the drive. I will tell you though, if you decide to walk the mouth of the gorge, which is you take that road straight out, you don't make any turns, you just take it straight out. There is very, very, very thick brush and rattlesnakes. So rattlesnakes don't play around here, so just be aware of that and that you are forewarned. So anyways, this is the free campground. No hookups, as I stated, but there is a camp host, and he is really nice. We talked to him when we got here yesterday. He has been here since April, he said, and it's almost August. He does have electric, but he has 5 other campgrounds around here that are free that he goes and checks on once a week. I will tell you that he said before him there wasn't a camp host for 2 years, and you can probably understand why, it being in the middle of nowhere and so far from everything. But he's really nice, and he's leaving in a couple months, he said. But they do have bathrooms here. Now, they are pitted bathrooms. They do lock these. But they're pitted, and I can tell you that I'm actually not going to show you the bathrooms because my 2 youngest were really scared of them. And if you don't know what a pitted bathroom looks like, you can just go ahead and look it up online. Now this is on the campground grounds, and you'll see there are remnants of where it used to be a thriving campground. Now, this used to be Camp Sheldon. You could probably find a lot more information online than what I'm about to tell you. What I'm hearing is totally from word of mouth, but there is an 80-year-old guy who comes out here, and he used to come out here a lot, and this is made from red sandstone, and so he used to cut some of that up for the buildings around here. But in the 1930s, this used to be a really thriving hopping campground, and this used to be a store. Now, before that, they said that it was an original house of when the settlers came. I don't know, I'm only telling you what I heard. So, in its previous life, it was a home, and then it was a store when the campground got here. You can't go in it because there's barbed wire. Well, I bet you could get in it, but I don't want to. This place is prevalent with snakes and wildlife and such. So there's that. This place over here used to be the old laundromat. They took that down, and now it is the shower house, which I will show you. Okay, this is the bathroom, and so whenever you are not the bathroom, the shower house. So whenever you come in here, you just slide this over, and it says occupied. And they have a really cool campground restoration photo by photo right here going. So when you come here, definitely check this out. But this is the shower house. These are constantly running, always running, and you may think it's a waste of water, but it's not. And outside, I'll show you why. So these are just constantly running. The water is always at 75 or 80 degrees. It is basically perfect. You've got a large mirror right here. We've got stands, or seats. We've got a bookshelf. All right, let's go outside. All right, so that is the shower house. These are the pumps that pump water into the shower house. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe the water is just from here. This is a natural spring. It's a natural hot spring. This is always 75 to 80 degrees. It's basically perfect. As you can tell, they encourage you to go swimming. It's a mineral spa, so it's really, really nice. That goes down in here. The pond, or sorry, not the pond, the spring is at the deepest height, I don't know. I'm about 5'6", and it goes up to my shoulders at the deepest part. There are fish and other little water creatures in here, so they won't harm you. The biggest fish we saw was about 15 inches or so. Not bad. So you can go fishing in here, but they said you have to be under 12 years old or over 65 years old, and you have to have a permit. So basically you can't go fishing. Not for sport anyways, it's basically just for fun. They really just encourage you to go swimming. But everywhere you can see, my camera's not really picking it up, but you can see bubbles coming up. And if you stand over the bubbles, it's really just a really hot spot. It's really cool. The shallowest part, my 4-year-old can stand up, and it is up to his chest. So it is so clear in here. On some spots it is a bit muddy. It feels a little awkward to step on, but majority of it's rocked. So they don't want you to have glass containers or anything over here. So if you're wanting to come over here, bring a bottled water that's plastic or something like that. But a natural hot spring with minerals in it, and a shower fed by that natural hot spring. So free showers, free swimming, and they do have a pump on the other side, which I'll show you, that you can fill up your RV in. You just need to bring your own water hose. So pretty stinking cool, huh, guys? There is another bathroom, and then up there where the RV is a whole concrete foundation, and I was told that's where the main Camp Sheldon campground office was, where people would check in at. But this place is really, really, really big, so I doubt it would ever be filled up and you would ever have to be turned away. Alright, so this is the main road. We actually came in from here, and then down that way a mile is the highway, or the freeway. Sorry, highway. So this brings you into the campground right there. But if you choose to go this way, which is straight, there's Opal Mining. And if you're into Opal Mining, they have quite the selection of mines. I will tell you the most popular mine that's down there is closed on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And there's also another campground down there. This campground that's down there does have hookups. It's $38 a night to camp down there with hookups in the middle of nowhere. So they do have showers, but this place has showers too. They have laundry down there, and they have a little store. So you can choose if you'd rather not pay anything and camp here, or go down there and pay $38 a night to have hookups. There are a lot of people, because we were swimming yesterday, that came from that campground to go swimming in this little mineral spa spring. So since this is a free campground, there's really no you can't swim here or anything. You know, this whole place is free. So actually, now that I'm looking at it, I can't see anything, but there is a sign over there that says no fishing. So you can't fish in that one. My mistake, I misheard. It is this pond. So there is a pond right behind this sign. So you have to have a permit, under 12 and over 65. So, and the pond I'll show you in a minute. But it's that pond, not the swimming pond. So my mistake. I am not quite sure what this used to be, but I'm sure it has relation to Camp Sheldon. This whole entire place is a wildlife refugee. So you're gonna hear about or you're gonna see wildlife. The camp host said he did see a big cat around here, big wild cat, one of those cats you don't want to mess with. So, you know, just be careful, be cautious, do your homework a little bit about your surroundings and how to react when you see stuff like big cats or rattlesnakes and stuff like that. So just be prepared and be mindful for that stuff, especially when you camp in an environment like this. This is a little walkway. The mineral spring is over there and it just floods over here. You can't really see anything in here in this marsh, but you can definitely hear fish and animals in there. And then there's a not taken care of bridge, which is understandable. This whole place is basically taken care of by volunteers. And then you can see this. These are some of the fish that are actually in the mineral spring. There's a family that I guess they just stay over here on this side. But those are the kind of fish that you're gonna see over there in the middle of spring when you're swimming. Now the fish are not scared of people at all. They will come up against your feet and your legs and everything. So if you're scared of fish and you're scared of swimming with fish, this probably isn't the place for you. But they're not gonna bite you. Nothing in the mineral spring is gonna hurt you. It will probably actually benefit you. So, and it feels absolutely wonderful. So you can see the water flowing through here under the bridge. So it's quite lovely here. Very natural, very boondockish. Here's the shower house again. Now here is the water where you can fill up your rig. You need your own hose or something to fill up your rig. I do believe it is mineral spring water. They don't have really like fresh water or well water around here. So just be mindful of that. And then I'll show you the little marsh over. So here's the pond that you can go swimming in. We've seen ducks in here and we've heard stuff rattling around. This is right next to the camp host. And this is where he said he has seen rattlesnakes. So be careful of that. Now this place is really cool to camp at, but I will warn you that at night the mosquitoes are fierce and serious full force. Our whole RV, somehow they got in, we just got ambushed last night. I mean, there's blood splatters all over our RV, so we're gonna have to clean that up. But it was intense last night. Our kids got ate up a little bit, and we ended up using some essential oils, and we didn't get ate up anymore after that, but they were still buzzing around. There were so many. It was so hard to kill them all. My husband and I were up 2 hours trying to kill them. It was intense. But come prepared for mosquito repellent. And I will tell you that there are mounds of fire ants here. So if you have children, be aware of that. Like I said, if you come here, you just want to be a little bit educated. You know, clearly it's not that bad. There's tent campers here. These guys have little kids. And they did just fine last night. They're from here, so they stayed in their tent. As soon as the sun went down, mosquitoes come out. So just be vigilant. be aware that you are camping in a wildlife refugee. So this is very
if you get past this part, you have to hold my hand. Here, you want to go
There's a bird.
Piggyback ride? Let me hold you. All right. Well, then you stay close by, okay?
This is unreal. What do you think, sweetie? Of the gorge?
It's pretty cool.
You look pretty small compared to the gorge.
Even a 747 looks small in the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Mommy.
Yeah, babe?
Bye-bye.
Okay.